Hello and welcome to Barnstable Today. Nick Cortez has a day off. I'm Len Gobeil. This is Friday, and generally on Friday we take a look back at some of the highlights from our sister program called Barnstable This Morning. Earlier this week, Superintendent of Schools Patricia Grenier had a look back at the State of the Town address from John Klim, which was presented a week ago. Patty Grenier takes a look back at the first time she saw the State of the Town address.
Thank you. Well, of course, it was quite nostalgic for me because the town manager was very kind in acknowledging my departure, and it brought me back to 5 years ago. Before I was officially in the position, I was the superintendent-elect. I was invited to go to the State of the Town address, and I accepted the invitation, and I went. And, you know, for me, that was one of the moments that sort of reinforced my decision to come to Barnstable and to be part of the school department and the municipal department both. I immediately felt connected to Barnstable, and I could feel the pride that people have in the town of Barnstable. Mm. So, quite frankly, I love the State of the Town address. I feel as if more people should attend and experience what John Klim works so hard to do, which is to summarize the accomplishments of the town, and quite frankly, as a leader myself, I admire his fortitude to go out on a limb and say, this is what I will accomplish in the next year, and this is how we will do it. So,
Dr. Grenier then reflected on the growth of Channel 22, the hiring of Dustin Devlin, the technical director of our sister station, and the enthusiasm of all the Barnstable High School students involved with Channel 22.
Well, thank you for this opportunity, because the opinion of Channel 22 was just 2 short years ago was not very favorable.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It was a highly criticized channel. It lacked fresh programming. It lacked relevant programming, and I would say in many ways it lacked creativity and the depth of student involvement. So fast forward a little bit to the hiring of Dustin Devlin. And I'm working off memory here, but I believe Dustin was a graduate of Emerson. I hope that's correct. But his field, nonetheless, was broadcasting, videoing, creation of media. And he was a catch for us. He's actually related to one of our teacher assistants, and he applied for the position, and I thought, boy, this kid's, and that's what I said to myself, this kid's young, he's not school-based, he's really in a different world. But there was something about Dustin, and he's a graduate of Barnstable school system. Mm-hmm. There was something about Dustin that was captivating, and so I said to him, I'll give you a year, and let's see what you can do. Well, I sort of talk about eating humble pie. Dustin has exceeded exponentially our expectations and continues to not only exceed our expectations with Channel 22, but he has become part of the fabric of the entire school system and the community, and I think the State of the Town address is an example of that. Mm-hmm. The State of the Town address, I believe, has only been in the night auditorium for the past 2 years. And maybe 3, but I'm thinking 2. And
it's
each year,
been
Dustin,
3, but it doesn't matter.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
But Dustin has taken more of a role.
Yeah.
And he, with gracious and continued support from John Klim. John Klim came to us and said, Channel 22 needs to improve. And I said, well, we can improve it, I believe, but we also need resources, and we don't have them. And so, in this partnership with the cable fees, we've gotten some resources.
Yep.
And so, Dustin has a budget to work with, and Noreen Jones assists him in this. And they have completely brought kids into this environment. Our kids are taught how to video, how to work sound, how to do creative programming, how to interview people, how to pull it together, how to edit. And some of the money from the cable fees went directly to a very high-quality editing system,
Yep.
which does allow for the kind of visuals that you see. Dustin also, as I said, sort of permeates every department. His relationship with the music department, the art department, the principals across the school district. So he reaches out and he makes connections with people. He's particularly skilled in that area. So, again, you walked into the State of the Town address last week and you were struck by the gorgeous string music in the lobby of the night auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
And great support by a brand new string teacher this year, Andrew Vince. So wonderful work in that area. And then we were completely entertained by our choral group, our jazz ensemble led by Marsha Wittrall.
Yes.
So, and Dustin worked seamlessly with those staff members and they with him. And the kids, see, that's the other thing that's, you know, if people had a chance to watch the State of the Town or come to it, they see sort of the genius of our kids and our staff all over the place.
The Barnstable Town Council has a road betterment program, and on Thursday's meeting, the Town Council was taking up an issue of Baxter Neck Road. President of the Council, Fred Chirigotis, explains.
I think that it's an item that has the people in that area on Baxter Neck Road have talked about a number of times. They've had a number of votes on it. It's it appears to be close to a 50-50 split. Maybe 50. Maybe a little bit more weighted on one side than the other. The people are very passionate. The road is in disrepair. People are very passionate about repairing that road, and at the same time, you have people saying, "We like the road just the way it is,
Yeah.
and we don't want you telling us what to do with our road and assessing us a betterment." I expect that they have been heated in their own discussions with one another, the neighbors, in how to address that road, and I expect that that will be there'll be a lot of audience participation in that item. That's my take.
How does the council end up making a decision on that, Fred? Because the vote's already been cast in terms of the percentage of residents on that road who want the repairs done and the percentage who don't. If it comes out at 51 to 49 in favor of doing it, as a town council, considering that this really is a resident's decision and the town is just sort of aiding, aren't you obligated as a council to just push this through if the majority of residents want this repair?
There has been a policy in the past in the town that you had to have at least 50% of the residents in favor of a project like this in order to go forward.
Yeah.
But what do you do when you have 50% of them who are against it? So, you have to look at a whole bunch of different issues. But on top of that, when you have at least half of the people who are in favor of the project, and then you have public safety issues, there's a lot that weighs in. At the same time, people have a right to live in the way they like to. I mean, it's difficult to force a betterment or an improvement in an area on people unless you have a majority of the people who are in favor of it. So, see how it plays out. And I agree with you. I think from what I have seen, it appears that 51% of the people, or maybe a little bit more than that, are in favor of the project. And I can tell you that they are passionate about it. They're emotional. I've received a number of emails and letters, and I think every councilor has, in favor of the project, and I've received a few not in favor of the project. So it'll be an interesting debate.
That it will.
After a long and lengthy debate, the Barnstable Town Council finally approved the betterment, the taking of Baxter Neck Road. Thank you so much for joining us on Barnstable Today. I'm Len Gobeil.